Commander Alex Chen looked out of the small window of his lunar lander. The gray, cratered surface of the moon grew larger with each passing second. His heart beat faster, not from fear, but from excitement. This was his 5th mission to the moon, but it never got old. "Houston, this is Artemis 7. We are on final approach to the landing site," Alex said into his radio. His voice was calm and professional, hiding the thrill he felt inside. "Copy that, Artemis 7. You are clear for landing." "Good luck, Commander," came the reply from Mission Control. Alex smiled. He didn't need luck. He was the best pilot NASA had, and everyone knew it. That's why they chose him for this important mission. His job was to survey a new site for the next lunar base. It was a big step for humanity's plans to colonize the moon. As the lander descended, Alex checked all his instruments. Everything looked good. The landing site came into view, a flat area near the moon's south pole, perfect for a new base. Suddenly, a red light started flashing on the control panel. A loud alarm filled the small cabin. "What the?" Alex muttered, his hands flying over the controls. "Houston, we have a problem. My main thruster is failing." "Copy, Artemis 7. Can you switch to backup?" The voice from Earth sounded worried now. Alex tried to stay calm. He had trained for this. "Negative, Houston. Backup not responding. I'm losing control." The lander started to spin. Outside the window, the moon's surface whirled in a dizzying dance. Alex fought with the controls, trying to stabilize the craft. Sweat beaded on his forehead inside his helmet. "Artemis 7, abort landing. I repeat, abort landing." Houston's voice crackled through the radio. "No choice, Houston," Alex grunted. "I'm going to attempt an emergency landing." The ground was coming up fast, too fast. Alex knew his chances were slim, but he had to try. He wasn't going to give up. Humans had come too far in space exploration to fail now. With all his skill, Alex managed to slow the lander's descent a little, but it wasn't enough. The craft hit the lunar surface hard, bouncing once, twice. Metal screamed as it bent and broke. The last thing Alex saw was the moon's gray dust flying up to meet him. Then everything went black. Alex didn't know how long he was unconscious. When he opened his eyes, he expected to see the wrecked interior of his lander. Instead, he found himself staring at a high curved ceiling that glowed with a soft blue light. He blinked, confused. This wasn't his lander. It wasn't any human structure he knew of. Where was he? Alex tried to sit up but felt dizzy. He realized he wasn't wearing his spacesuit anymore. Instead, he had on a strange, smooth garment that seemed to shimmer slightly. "Please, do not try to move yet," said a voice. It was unlike any voice Alex had ever heard, musical and echoing, as if multiple people were speaking at once. Alex turned his head slowly. What he saw made him wonder if he was dreaming or dead. Standing next to him was a tall, slender figure. Its skin glowed with patterns of soft light, shifting and changing like the northern lights on Earth. It had large, almond-shaped eyes that seemed to hold the depths of the universe in them. It was, without a doubt, an alien. Alex opened his mouth, then closed it again. All his years of training, all his experience in space, nothing had prepared him for this moment. The alien spoke again, its musical voice somehow soothing. "You are safe, Commander Alex Chen of Earth. We rescued you from your crashed vehicle." 1,000 questions raced through Alex's mind. How did they know his name? How long had they been on the moon? Why hadn't humans detected them before? But the first question that came out of his mouth was simply, "Who are you?" The alien's skin pulsed with gentle light. Was that a smile? "I am Zix," it said, "and we have much to discuss. Alex Chen of Earth, your journey has only just begun." As Alex looked at Zix, he realized that everything humanity thought they knew about the moon, about space, about their place in the universe, it was all about to change. And he, Alex Chen, was at the center of it all. The fateful mission had turned into something far greater than he could have ever imagined. Alex Chen stared at the alien being called Zix. His mind was racing, trying to make sense of what was happening. He was on the moon, but not in any lunar base he knew of, and he was face to face with an actual alien. How did you save me?" Alex finally managed to ask. His voice sounded strange to his own ears, as if he hadn't used it in a long time. Zix's skin rippled with soft light. "We detected your vessel's distress signal," the alien explained. Its voice was still strange to Alex, like listening to a choir instead of a single person. "Our sensors are far more advanced than your current Earth technology. We reached you shortly after your crash." Alex tried to sit up again, and this time he succeeded. He looked around the room. It was unlike anything he had ever seen. The walls seemed to be alive, pulsing gently with the same bioluminescent light as Zix's skin. "Where are we?" Alex asked, his eyes wide with wonder. "We are in one of our medical chambers," Zix replied. "It is part of our larger colony beneath the moon's surface." Alex's jaw dropped. "Colony? You mean there's more of you? How long have you been here?" Zix made a sound that might have been a chuckle. "We have lived on your moon for many of your Earth centuries. We chose to remain hidden, observing your species as it grew and reached for the stars." Alex's mind was reeling. All those years of space exploration, and they had never detected this advanced civilization right under their feet. "But why reveal yourselves to me now?" Alex asked. Zix's expression became serious, or at least Alex thought it did. It was hard to read alien facial expressions, because, "Alex Chen, times are changing. We have protected your species from certain truths, but we can no longer do so. There are dangers in the galaxy that you must be prepared for." Alex felt a chill run down his spine. "Dangers? What kind of dangers?" Before Zix could answer, a low rumble shook the room. Alex instinctively grabbed onto the edge of the bed he was sitting on. "What was that?" he asked, alarmed. Zix's skin flashed with patterns of light. "It seems the universe has decided to answer your question for me," the alien said. "Come, Alex Chen. There is much you need to see." Alex stood up, surprised at how steady he felt. Whatever the aliens had done to heal him, it was incredibly effective. He followed Zix out of the medical chamber and into a corridor that seemed to be made of the same living material. As they walked, Alex saw other aliens. They were similar to Zix, but each had unique patterns of light on their skin. Some nodded to Alex as he passed, while others seemed surprised to see him. "How many of you are there?" Alex asked, amazed. "Our colony numbers approximately 10,000, Zix replied. "We are but a small outpost of our civilization." Alex's mind boggled at the implications. A whole alien civilization, advanced enough to hide an entire colony on the moon. They reached what looked like a large window, but when Alex looked out, he gasped. He wasn't looking at the moon's surface. Instead, he saw the vastness of space, stars twinkling in the darkness. "This is a real-time view from our long-range sensors," Zix explained. "Watch closely." As Alex stared, he saw something that made his blood run cold. A group of objects, too angular to be asteroids, too large to be satellites, were moving through space. They were heading directly towards the moon. "What are those?" Alex asked, though part of him didn't want to know the answer. Zix's voice was grim. "Those, Alex Chen, are the danger I spoke of. They are warships belonging to a race known as the Vraks. They have destroyed many peaceful civilizations, and now they have set their sights on your solar system." Alex felt his heart racing. This was far beyond anything he had been trained for, but as the initial shock wore off, he felt something else growing inside him. Determination. Humanity had faced challenges before and overcome them. They would face this one too. He turned to Zix, his jaw set with resolve. "Tell me everything," he said. "If Earth is in danger, we need to prepare." And I think it's time Earthlings and your people started working together. Zix's skin glowed brighter, as if pleased by Alex's response. Indeed, Alex Chen. That is precisely why we chose to reveal ourselves to you. The future of both our peoples may depend on what we do next. As Alex looked back at the approaching warships, he knew that his crashed lunar mission had become something far more important. It had become the first step towards humanity's greatest challenge, and potentially its greatest triumph. Alex Chen followed Zix through winding corridors that seemed to pulse with life. The walls glowed softly, changing colors in a soothing pattern. It was like walking through the inside of a giant bioluminescent sea creature. "This is incredible," Alex muttered, his eyes wide with wonder. "How have we never detected any of this?" Zix's skin flickered with what Alex was beginning to recognize as amusement. "Your technology, while impressive for its age, is still quite primitive compared to ours. We have shielding that makes us invisible to your sensors." They reached a large, circular door that opened silently as they approached. Alex stepped through and felt his jaw drop. They were in an enormous cavern, so vast he couldn't see the other side. The ceiling arched high above, dotted with glowing orbs that mimicked a starry sky. But it was what filled the cavern that truly took Alex's breath away. Structures of every shape and size rose from the ground, each glowing with the same bioluminescent light as the corridors. Some were tall and spindly, reaching towards the artificial sky. Others were low and spread out, like glowing mushrooms. Connecting them all were graceful bridges that looked like they were made of pure light. And everywhere, there were aliens, thousands of them, going about their daily lives in this hidden city beneath the moon's surface. "Welcome," said Zix, "to Lumina, our lunar home." Alex struggled to find words. It's beautiful," he finally managed. "How long did it take to build all this?" "We began construction approximately 3,000 of your Earth years ago," Zix replied. "We chose the moon as our outpost to observe Earth's development." As they walked through the city, Alex saw things that challenged everything he thought he knew about technology. Vehicles that floated silently through the air without any visible means of propulsion. Plants that seemed to be made of crystal, growing and changing shape as he watched. Aliens communicating through pulses of light on their skin, having entire conversations without speaking a word. "Why are you showing me all this?" Alex asked, his mind reeling from the implications of what he was seeing. Zix led him to a platform that began to rise as soon as they stepped on it. "Because, Alex Chen, the time has come for our peoples to work together. The threat we face is too great for either of us to handle alone." The platform stopped at the top of a tall spire. Alex gasped as he saw what lay before him. It was a command center of sorts, but unlike anything he had ever seen. Holographic displays floated in the air, showing views of Earth, the moon, and the surrounding space. Aliens moved among the displays, their skin pulsing with rapid communications. One display caught Alex's attention. It showed the approaching Vrax ships, now much closer than before. "How long do we have?" Alex asked, his voice tight with concern. "At their current speed, the Vrax will reach the moon in approximately 72 of your Earth hours," Zix replied. Alex's mind raced. 3 days. They had 3 days to prepare for an alien invasion. It seemed impossible, but as he looked around at the advanced technology surrounding him, a spark of hope ignited in his chest. "Okay," Alex said, squaring his shoulders. "What can I do to help?" Zix's skin glowed brightly. "That, Alex Chen, is the response we hoped for. Your species' adaptability and determination are legendary among the stars. It is why we believe that together we stand a chance against the Vrax." An alien approached them, its skin flickering rapidly. Zix responded with its own light patterns before turning back to Alex. "We have made contact with your lunar base," Zix said. "They are, understandably, quite shocked. We have asked them to patch us through to your world leaders. We believe it would be best if you explain the situation to them. Alex nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. He was about to change the course of human history forever. As he stepped towards the communication array, Alex thought about everything that had happened since his crash landing. He had discovered an alien civilization, learned of an impending invasion, and now stood ready to unite two species in the face of a common threat. Whatever happened next, one thing was certain: humanity's place in the universe would never be the same again. And Alex Chen, the astronaut who crashed on the moon, would be at the center of it all. With a deep breath, Alex prepared to address the leaders of Earth. The next few minutes would shape the future of both humanity and their new alien allies. The greatest challenge in human history was about to begin. Alex Chen stood before the holographic communication array, his heart pounding. He had faced dangerous situations before as an astronaut, but nothing could have prepared him for this moment. He was about to reveal the existence of aliens to the leaders of Earth. As the connection was established, faces appeared in the air before him. The President of the United States, the Secretary General of the United Nations, and other world leaders looked back at him with a mixture of confusion and concern. "Commander Chen," the President spoke first, "we were told you had something urgent to report. What's going on up there?" Alex took a deep breath. "Madam President, distinguished leaders, what I'm about to tell you will change everything we thought we knew about our place in the universe." Over the next few minutes, Alex explained everything: his crash, the rescue by Zix, the hidden alien city on the moon, and the approaching Vrax threat. As he spoke, he could see the shock and disbelief on the faces of the world leaders. When he finished, there was a long moment of silence. Then, the UN Secretary General spoke up. "Commander Chen, if what you're saying is true, we need proof." Alex nodded to Zix, who stepped into view of the holographic projector. The alien's bioluminescent skin pulsed gently as it addressed the stunned human leaders. "Greetings, leaders of Earth," Zix said, its melodious voice echoing slightly. "We apologize for the abruptness of this revelation, but time is of the essence." What followed was a flurry of questions from the Earth leaders. Alex and Zix did their best to answer, explaining the situation and the need for cooperation between humans and aliens to face the Vrax threat. As the conversation progressed, Alex couldn't help but marvel at the cultural exchange taking place. Here were two species, separated by vast gulfs of technology and experience, finding common ground in the face of a shared danger. After the call ended, Alex turned to Zix. "That went better than I expected," he said with a sigh of relief. Zix's skin rippled with what Alex was learning to recognize as agreement. "Your leaders showed wisdom and adaptability. These are traits we have long admired in humans." Over the next few hours, as Earth scrambled to respond to this new reality, Alex found himself in a crash course on alien culture and technology. Zix took him on a tour of Lumina, explaining various aspects of their society. "Our society is based on harmony," Zix explained as they walked through a garden of crystalline plants. "We believe in the interconnectedness of all things." Alex watched in amazement as Zix touched one of the crystal plants, causing it to change color and shape. "Your connection to your environment is incredible," he said. "It is not so different from your own world," Zix replied. "Earth's ecosystems are complex and interconnected. You simply haven't yet learned to see and manipulate the connections as we do." As they continued their tour, Alex saw alien children in what appeared to be a school, their skin flickering rapidly as they communicated. He saw workshops where aliens crafted technology that seemed more like art than machines. Each new sight filled him with wonder and questions. "How do you power all of this?" Alex asked, gesturing to the vast city around them. Zix led him to a viewing platform overlooking a massive, pulsating sphere of energy. "This is our central power core," the alien explained. "It harnesses the energy of quantum fluctuations in spacetime." Alex's mind reeled at the implications. That's incredible," This kind of technology could solve Earth's energy crisis overnight. Zix's skin pulsed with what Alex was beginning to recognize as a smile. Perhaps in time, we can help your species achieve such advancements. But first, we must survive the coming storm. As if on cue, an alarm sounded throughout the city. Alex and Zix rushed back to the command center, where holographic displays showed the Vrax ships, now alarmingly close. "They've accelerated," one of the aliens reported, its skin flashing urgently. New estimated arrival time: 36 Earth hours. Alex felt a chill run down his spine. They had less time than they thought. He turned to Zix, determination etched on his face. "We need to prepare. Now." Zix nodded, its own expression equally resolute. "Indeed, Alex Chen. The true test of our newfound alliance is about to begin." As alarms blared and aliens rushed to battle stations, Alex knew that the fate of two civilizations now hung in the balance. The next day and a half would determine whether humanity and their new alien allies would rise to face the Vrax threat, or fall before it had truly begun. The command center of Lumino was a flurry of activity. Aliens moved swiftly between holographic displays, their skin flashing with rapid communications. In the center of it all stood Alex Chen and Zix, studying a large projection of the approaching Vrax fleet. "What can you tell me about the Vrax?" Alex asked, his eyes fixed on the menacing ships. Zix's skin dimmed slightly, a sign Alex had learned to associate with sorrow. The Vrax are conquerors, driven by a belief in their own superiority. They see other species as resources to be exploited or eradicated. Alex felt a chill run down his spine. "How many worlds have they destroyed?" "Too many," Zix replied. "Their technology is advanced, their tactics ruthless. Many peaceful civilizations have fallen before them." As they spoke, a new alert sounded. One of the alien technicians rushed over, its skin pulsing with urgent patterns. "The Vrax have sent a transmission," the technician reported. "They're demanding our immediate surrender." Alex clenched his fists. "Can we respond?" Zix nodded. "We can, but be warned. The Vrax are not known for their willingness to negotiate." Taking a deep breath, Alex stepped forward. "Let's hear what they have to say." The holographic display flickered, and a new image appeared. The Vrax were unlike anything Alex had ever seen. They were massive, with multiple limbs and a hard chitinous exoskeleton. Their eyes glowed with an eerie red light. "Inhabitants of the Sol system," the Vrax commander's voice boomed, harsh and grating. "Your pitiful defenses are no match for the might of the Vrax Empire. Surrender now, and you may live as our slaves. Resist, and you will be annihilated." Alex felt anger rising within him. He looked at Zix, who nodded encouragingly. "This is Commander Alex Chen of Earth." Alex spoke clearly, surprised by the steadiness in his voice. "We reject your demands. The peoples of Earth and Lumina stand united against your aggression. We will not surrender." The Vrax commander's eyes narrowed. "You dare defy us? Your bravery is as foolish as it is futile. Prepare to witness the fate of those who stand against the Vrax." The transmission cut off abruptly. Alex turned to Zix, his mind racing. "We need a plan. What defenses do we have?" Zix led Alex to another part of the command center. "Our technology is advanced, but we are not a warlike species. Our defenses are primarily designed to protect and shield, not to attack." They stopped before a holographic display of the moon and the space around it. Zix gestured, and points of light appeared, representing defense systems. "We have energy shields that can deflect most attacks," Zix explained. "And we have some weapons, mainly designed to divert asteroids from collision courses, but against a full Vrax invasion force." Alex studied the display intently. His military training kicked in, his mind already formulating strategies. "What about Earth? What defenses do they have?" Another alien approached, its skin flickering with information. "We've been in contact with your world's military leaders. They're mobilizing all available forces, but their weapons are primitive compared to the Vrax. Alex nodded grimly. Earth's most advanced weapons would be like slingshots against the Vrax's technology. But then, an idea began to form in his mind. "Wait a minute," he said, excitement creeping into his voice. "What if we combine our technologies? Earth's offensive capabilities with your defensive systems?" Zix's skin brightened with interest. "An intriguing idea. How would you propose we do this?" Alex pointed to the display. "Your energy shields, can they be modified to cover our satellites and space stations? And our nuclear weapons, with your power sources, could we enhance their yield?" The aliens around them began to chatter excitedly, their skin flashing in rapid discussions. "It's possible," Zix said slowly, "but it would require precise coordination between our forces." "Then that's what we'll do," Alex said firmly. "We'll create a united defense force, humans and aliens working together. The Vrax won't expect that." As the aliens and humans in the command center rushed to implement Alex's plan, he couldn't help but feel a spark of hope. They were facing impossible odds, but they had something the Vrax didn't expect: the combined ingenuity and determination of two species fighting for their survival. Zix placed a hand on Alex's shoulder, its touch surprisingly warm. "You have given us hope, Alex Chen. Perhaps together, we can achieve what neither of us could alone." Alex nodded, his resolve strengthening. As he looked at the display of the approaching Vrax fleet, he knew that the greatest battle in human history was about to begin. But for the first time since this crisis started, he believed they had a chance to win. The tension in Lumina's command center was palpable as the Vrax fleet entered the moon's orbit. Alex Chen stood beside Zix, watching the holographic display with a mixture of fear and determination. The combined forces of Earth and Lumina were in position, ready for the fight of their lives. "All units report ready," an alien technician announced, its skin flashing with data. Alex nodded grimly. "Then let's give them a welcome they won't forget." As if on cue, the first wave of Vrax ships launched their attack. Beams of energy lanced out, striking the moon's surface with devastating force. But where they should have caused massive destruction, they instead splashed harmlessly against an invisible barrier. "Shields holding," Zix reported, a note of relief in its melodious voice. "Your idea to adapt our technology to protect the moon is working, Alex." But the victory was short-lived. The Vrax, quickly realizing their initial attack had failed, changed tactics. Smaller ships began to swarm towards the moon, looking for weak points in the shield. "Earth Defense Fleet, engage the enemy," Alex commanded through the communication system. A cheer went up from the human forces as they launched into battle. The space around the moon erupted into chaos. Earth's fighters, enhanced with Luminan technology, darted between the larger Vrax ships, their weapons now capable of penetrating the alien armor. Meanwhile, Luminan defense platforms fired pulses of energy that disrupted the Vrax ship's systems. For a moment, it seemed like they might have the upper hand. But then, a massive Vrax battleship emerged from the fleet. It was easily twice the size of any other ship in the battle. "By the stars," Zix whispered, its skin paling. "That's the Vrax command ship. Its weapons could crack a planet in half." The Vrax command ship charged its main cannon, a ball of energy growing at its tip. Alex's mind raced, searching for a solution. "Can we reinforce the shields?" he asked desperately. Zix shook its head. "Not in time. If that blast hits us, it will destroy everything. The moon, Lumina, Earth, everything." In that moment, Alex made a decision. "Give me control of one of your fastest ships," he said, his voice steady despite the fear in his heart. Zix's eyes widened in understanding. "Alex, no. It's suicide." "It's our only chance," Alex insisted. "I'll fly into the cannon just as it fires. The feedback should destroy the ship." Before Zix could protest further, Alex was running towards the hangar. He jumped into a sleek Luminan craft, its controls lighting up at his touch. "Good luck, Alex Chen," Zix's voice came through the comm system. "Your bravery will be remembered." Alex launched the ship, streaking out of Lumina and into the battle-filled space. He weaved through the chaos, laser blasts and explosions all around him. His target loomed ahead, the massive, glowing cannon of the Vrax command ship. Time seemed to slow as Alex approached. He could see the energy building, ready to unleash destruction. With a deep breath, he pushed the ship to its limits, aiming straight for the heart of the cannon. Just as the Vrax weapon began to fire, Alex's ship made contact. There was a blinding flash of light, and then silence. In the command center, Zix and the others watched in awe as the Vrax command ship exploded in a spectacular blast. The remaining Vrax ships, suddenly without leadership, fell into disarray. "He did it," Zix said softly, its skin glowing with a mix of sorrow and admiration. "Alex Chen saved us all." As the combined Earth and Luminan forces pressed their advantage, mopping up the remaining Vrax ships, a small alert caught Zix's attention. A faint life sign, coming from the debris field where the Vrax command ship had been. Zix's skin lit up with sudden hope. "Search and rescue teams, deploy immediately to these coordinates," it commanded. "We may have a hero to save." As the rescue ships launched, the battle for the Moon and for Earth drew to a close. The Vrax threat had been neutralized, thanks to the incredible bravery of one human and the united efforts of two civilizations. But the question remained, had Alex Chen survived his heroic act? As the rescue teams combed through the debris, the fate of the unexpected hero hung in the balance. The debris field where the Vrax command ship had exploded was a maze of twisted metal and floating crystals. Luminan rescue ships carefully navigated through the wreckage, their sensors scanning for any sign of life. On board the lead ship, Zix waited anxiously, its skin pulsing with worry. "Any signal yet?" Zix asked, its melodious voice tight with concern. The pilot's skin flashed a negative response. "Nothing yet, but we're still searching." Hours passed, hope dwindling with each moment. Just as they were about to give up, a faint signal caught their attention. "Life signs detected," the pilot exclaimed, its skin lighting up with excitement. They found Alex's ship, or what was left of it, wedged in a pocket of the Vrax ship's remains. The human astronaut was unconscious but alive, protected by a bubble of energy, a last-minute safety measure from the Luminan ship. Back in Lumina, Alex slowly opened his eyes, finding himself in the familiar glow of the alien medical bay. Zix stood nearby, its skin radiating relief and happiness. "Welcome back, hero of Earth and Lumina," Zix said warmly. Alex tried to sit up, wincing slightly. Did we win?" Zix's skin pulsed with amusement. "Indeed we did, thanks to your bravery. The Vrax fleet has been defeated, and both our worlds are safe." As Alex recovered, news of the victory spread across Earth and Lumina. The once hidden alien city on the Moon was now the center of attention for both worlds. Leaders from Earth visited Lumina, marveling at the advanced technology and peaceful society they found. In a historic moment, broadcasted to billions on Earth, the President of the United States and the Luminan Council stood side by side in Lumina's Grand Hall. "Today marks the beginning of a new era," the President announced. "An era of cooperation between Earth and Lumina. Together, we have faced a threat greater than any in human history, and together, we have triumphed." The Luminan leader, its skin glowing with vibrant patterns, spoke next. "For centuries, we watched humanity grow and reach for the stars. Now we are honored to join you on that journey." Alex, standing off to the side with Zix, felt a sense of awe at the magnitude of what was happening. "I never imagined my lunar mission would lead to this," he said softly. Zix's skin rippled with what Alex now recognized as a smile. Sometimes, The greatest discoveries come from unexpected crashes. In the weeks that followed, the alliance between Earth and Lumina grew stronger. Luminan technology helped solve many of Earth's problems: clean energy, food production, disease control. In return, humans shared their art, music, and unique perspective on the universe, enriching Luminan culture. Alex found himself at the center of this cultural exchange. As the first human to encounter the Luminans, he became an ambassador between the two worlds. He spent his days learning from the Luminans and teaching them about humanity. One day, as Alex and Zix stood on a viewing platform overlooking the lunar landscape, Alex asked a question that had been on his mind. Do you think there are more civilizations out there? More allies or threats? Zix's skin shimmered thoughtfully. The universe is vast, Alex Chen. I believe we have only begun to discover its wonders and its dangers. Alex nodded, his gaze fixed on the stars above. Then we'll face them together. Earth and Lumina, united. As they stood there, a shooting star streaked across the lunar sky. Both human and alien watched its path, symbols of two civilizations now irrevocably linked. The crash landing that had started it all seemed like a distant memory now. From that unexpected beginning had grown a partnership that would shape the future of both species. As Earth and Lumina looked to the stars together, they knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them as one. And it had all started with a human crash landing on the moon, shocked by an alien saving him. The universe, it seemed, had a sense of humor and a flair for bringing unlikely allies together in the face of adversity. As the Earth rose over the lunar horizon, casting a blue glow over Lumina, Alex Chen smiled. The greatest adventure in human history wasn't ending. It was just beginning.